I'm gonna play 9 holes today. We played yesterday, actually. We had 3 of our guys go out and played 18 holes yesterday. But no, I'll be able to answer any questions you guys may have for me. But we started our first stroke play event this weekend in Louisiana, down in Lafayette, which is an event we've gone to for a number of years in a row. A great warm-up event, good field, not great field, but some top teams. A golf course I love to play. It's kind of dormant, muddy, dirty a little bit, but the people are great. The club is great, and it's a great event for us to warm up with. And then the next week we head out to Las Vegas for one of the biggest events in college golf. So our season kind of starts right there at the top.
Bring us up to date on Danielson and his experience and what do you think he gained from that and everything?
That was a great experience for Charlie last week. He went out there, obviously played with the best players in the world. He beat a lot of the top college players in that one-day shootout, having never seen the golf course before, Lauren. It was something that I caddied for him that day, but to see that golf course and play on that caliber of course without a practice round was pretty impressive. And I think he saw last week playing with several top players. He played with some big names in the course of the entire week that his career, his future pro career is not a pipe dream. He can actually have a chance to play top-level professional golf and learned a lot about himself, how to handle pressure, how to handle expectations, and some of his quotes he said last week to the media was very impressive to me, how he handled himself mentally and emotionally.
Mike, why could you not stay and caddy for him in the event?
NCAA rules said if I would have caddied for him in the event, it would have counted against his days of competition for the year. We get 24 days of competition throughout the entire season, and if I would have stayed and coached him and been with him those days, he would have had to forego some other event later in the spring. So that one day on Monday we played counted as a day, and we had that factored into our 24 already.
Was he just kind of beat up by the end of it? I mean, he had
Yes.
a long. How many times did he play golf in a short period of time?
Well, he played 9 days in a row, and he was beat up. We talked yesterday. He was mentally fatigued, but again, that shows him what professional golf is all about. Those guys do that. You know, those guys left there and flew to Florida, and they're playing in Florida this week. So, great learning experience. But yes, he was fatigued, but he handled it well. A lot of great feedback I got from players and caddies who called me that I know and were impressed with him. And obviously, we met a lot of those guys when I was out there for 3 days earlier in the week. But after I had left, great learning experience because he handled a lot of those issues and a lot of those new things himself, which is important for me for him to handle those himself and for me not to lead him along by his hand all week long. So I think it was actually a positive that I left and kind of left him on his own to kind of fend for himself and learn as he may.
Why don't you give us your lineup as you go into this?
Well, I got Charlie and Dietrich, the 2 seniors. I got Nick Hardy and Dylan Meyer, the 2 sophomores. Those 4 are pretty well solidly set. They're all 4 in the top 100 amateurs in the world. And they're all in the top 50, I think, college players in the country. I think 3 of them are top 25. And then the 5th spot, we'll start off with Alex Burge, who finished the fall off strong for us down at Eastlake. But then we have Eduardo Liparelli, who's a freshman from Italy, who's coming on strong. And then we have Trevor Gold, who's another freshman that, I never shut the door on players on our program. They don't always travel. Like in other sports, guys can travel every week and still kind of feel for the team and get a feel for the experience. But for us, we want to travel 5 guys. So I'm not going to shut the door on Trevor at this point in time, but he's got a long way to go to make the lineup. But right now, you got Alex in that 5th spot with Eduardo, a very talented freshman learning his way through college golf and through coming to school in America that I think he's got some great golf ahead of him.
How does it help your recruiting, Mike? Especially you keep getting all these guys at PGA Tour events when you go out and sell the program.
Yeah, well, it helps recruiting. It keeps our minds our team and the minds and in the thoughts of recruits and young players and just golf in general. I was asked that out earlier in the week, and I think in college golf there's a lag in recruiting, maybe a year or 2 from the exposure you get because kids are committed at such a young age now that you're kind of appealing to the 13 and 14-year-old kids. So when they make their decisions 2-3 years from now, they can remember these good experiences. But I think we're regarded as a developmental program, one that kids can come to and get a great education, be in a great atmosphere, but also get better. And things like when Charlie see his development over the last 4 years to where he's was a good junior player, but now he has a chance to play in the PGA Tour another year or two. And that shows that he's gotten better here. So that's a big thing, to see these kids go have their success in PGA Tour events, and then be able to just come here and learn and develop their games. It shows these young kids that that it's actually happening here. There's proof in the pudding.
Do you sell that?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, we're a developmental program. We're not just recruiters all day long every day. I mean, when you get here, we want to get down and dirty and make you better. And we also help the kids find out if they really want to do this or not. We're pretty upfront with them, pretty direct, and pretty honest with them. And if you want to play professional golf for a living, this is what you have to do right now. And this is the kind of lifestyle you have to be accepting, and the work ethic and the ups and downs and the mental toughness is needed. We kind of try to impose that now so that maybe they can figure out if they want to do that later or not.